Hello and welcome to the very first Wide Ant Sports podcast / live stream / whatever you want to call it. We're going live with Luke Seifleet. Thanks for joining us, mate, as he drinks his Pepsi.
Thank you, Brad.
Andrew Molinaroli. How are you, mate?
Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't realise.
Yeah, you got to drink as you go.
Yeah.
John Mailman, how are you, champion? As he drinks the water, making me feel like an alcoholic.
So they let you all down.
Boys, what's been happening? How's the isolation going?
Who wants to go first? I'll go first. I've been smoking too many durries and drinking too much booze. What are you guys doing?
I'm definitely cut out for prison, apart from any kind of violence or anything else. But solitude suits me.
What about you, Luke?
I'm working, so I'd rather have Corona, so it's all good.
The Jake Trebojevic of his workplace, Luke Seifleet, just takes the hit-ups, does all the dirty work, takes the run. If he needs to pass, he passes. If he needs to take the hit-up, he takes the hit-up.
And then some Cameron Murray gets picked over me for captain of my country. Outstanding.
Oh, they're already earmarked, a la Fred. All right, boys, we're going to dive straight into our first topic. Rugby Australia have announced that worst case scenario, they're going to lose $120 million. Simple question, is rugby cooked in Australia? I'll go first. I don't think it's cooked, but I don't think it's in a safe place. They still haven't announced what they're going to do with their players. And let's remember, they're not in as good of a financial position as the NRL. We still have too many teams in Super Rugby. We still have pathways that aren't defined properly with club rugby and schools and all that sort of stuff. Junior numbers are dwindling. John, you're a Kiwi. You're a proud Kiwi. Rugby, still seems to be going all right over there. What about Australia? Do you think we can ride it out?
I reckon you guys just end up having two teams, Queensland, New South Wales. You play in someone else's comp, and maybe you beat Italy once every 3 years.
There it is.
First question, Kiwi bashing straight into it.
Actually, maybe not. Yeah, Italy, sorry, that's a bad example.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm half Italian. I find offence.
Yeah.
What about, it's okay, Italy, jokes aside, but at the moment we struggle to beat teams like Scotland.
Yeah,
Scotland are pretty good though, aren't they?
Well, at the moment they are not too bad.
But I'm not a massive rugby fan. I used to watch it a fair bit when it was bigger, but is it, I don't know,
when we were winning?
Have the talent? No, not even. I didn't really care if we lost because I didn't really care about rugby that much, if I'm completely honest, but I just watch it less and less. So do we have the talent? What I see is the kids nowadays don't want to become like the next, I don't even know, like
Bernard Foley.
Cooper?
Lol.
Yeah.
No, they don't. That's the problem is where you've driven is that there's no junior base. We don't have the talent base, and the problem is we have, 4 Super Rugby teams now? Like John said, I don't think 2's a magic number. I think 3's a magic number. I think you do the traditionals of the Ace. You go the Brumbies, the Waratahs, the Reds. That's it. Sorry, Perth. Sorry, Melbourne. We don't have the talent. We've got to look at consolidating our player payments for the elite. Then that filters down. Those players that can't make those Super Rugby teams play club rugby, boost that comp. And let's be serious, club rugby, it's hilarious because it's the fact that comp was cast aside by Super Rugby teams because of its so-called unprofessionalism. But that is now the anchor to like a broadcast deal because it's tribal. Yeah. It gets people to the games. People want to watch it. I played for Easts. And we hate Randwick. It's just something that you were born into. And I don't think that comp, the NRC or whatever they call it now, that they tried to manufacture, it can't have that.
Yeah, I played for the Rats and the Marlins, and it was big. Yeah, and it still is. It's like when those two guys play, it's they're sold out the Rat Park and Manly Oval. So I don't know. You're right. It's just it needs to be a little bit more tribal, doesn't it?
What about the GPS though? Like private school, you never hear any. When was the last time you heard, besides Angus Crichton and Cameron Murray, right? When was the last time you heard like a big private school superstar come out besides like Beale and go, "Yeah, I'm the king"?
Yeah, well,
when?
the problem is too with that, Luke, is their talent development's a fucking shambles as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Imagine
what I'm saying.
if you guys have some time and you listen to this podcast, go and watch Angus Crichton's schoolboy rugby highlights and tell me that bloke shouldn't have a fucking blank check. Hey Angus, we're the New South Wales Waratahs. You just write down what you want, and we'll look after you.
We'll give you easy for our money.
Yeah. What about John? I'd be interested in your with New Zealand. Like you hear, I don't need to know how good you are, but I hear stuff over there that they're losing a few junior players over there.
I mean, I haven't read the news for about a year, but the
mate, we don't care about news. Just shoot opinions, mate. Just say, it's all fucked.
Yeah, no research here, mate.
Mate, we don't need about research. We just shoot from the hip, mate.
Can you just fucking contribute, John? Seriously.
Well, token Kiwi.
Based on zero knowledge at all. But what happens to the New Zealand rugby if the Aussies go down? Is there enough money coming in from TV rights without the Aussies there? And then, does that mean rugby league maybe has an opportunity in New Zealand?
Yeah,
that's what I think. That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I'm going on the same lines as you. That's what I think. Yeah.
God forbid.
The Warriors might stand a chance.
Well, yeah, true. That would be nice.
Bring back the Auckland Warriors, mate. Bring back the Auckland Warriors, and then have who would you have? Who would you have like North and South, right?
You'd probably have a Wellington team.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Now we're talking.
I keep spruiking the
John
Wellington.
Johnson, the return, mate.
I keep spruiking
John
the Wellington angle for NRL, but no one buys into it. They're like, nah, it's not big, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they have like a State of Origin New Zealand series. I'm just an ideas man. Revenue, hello.
Get you to Rugby Australia. You can be Raylene's right-hand man.
They have done that in Rugby Union League.
Yeah,
they used to have North Island, South Island, way back when.
Yeah, I think the way they salvage it is Rugby Australia have to go line through NRC, line through a couple of Super Rugby teams. Schools becomes massive, like try and get broadcast deals for schools. I remember schools used to be broadcast on the ABC. I know it is in New Zealand. Mate, you see
Saturday afternoon ABC, mate. Yeah. It was the best.
Yeah, you see kids too, like with some of the guys we know from work in their Instagram pages. That Bokos gets hundreds of thousands of views on his schoolboy kids highlights. Yeah. So there's obviously an interest, even if it is those kids.
There.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing about the schools thing is that those kids are effectively slave labour.
Well, it's like college, isn't it? Yeah. Like college sport.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like the NCAA. Exactly the same thing.
Playing for a contract, mate.
Yeah.
This is for your own good. It's for your own good.
Yeah, and let's be serious. I don't think some of the schools that are playing that competition are short of $1. I went to one of them, and I'm pretty sure it cost a fair old weight to go to school there every year. So I don't think they're hard of $1. So, but I think you start with.
Is that based in the Hunters Hill area by any chance?
Yeah, it is, mate. Not far from your one, but the.
Oh yes.
I only got sent there because I didn't turn up to school in year 11, so I got punted off to Joey's. But But if you start
now look at you.
Yeah. Now I'm doing podcasts in my back shed. I've made it
for 3 people.
You made it.
Yeah. With a listenership of probably about 10 for this first one, but we're going good. Don't ruin the dream, mate. All I do is watch motivational YouTube videos about how to start your next digital marketing career all day while I've got the kids in the house. So this is step 1. Don't worry, mate. We're starting the next Barstool Sports for Australia. This is just step 1.
Right.
So yeah, go to the schools, get schools, and then club, mate. Club rugby has to be, it's the linchpin. I'm not sure what the angst was a while back. I think from memory it was sort of similar to what the New South Wales Cup went through with that level wasn't professional enough for Super Rugby clubs to send people back. They'd be worried that they'd just be playing young blokes who are just, a couple of sparkies that want to take, you see Kurtley Beale come and run out for random, I'm going to take his head off, even if he's just coming back for, for one game through injury. But they need to, this whole, like, I read somewhere today that, let's start a 5-team domestic competition. No. It has to be Australia, New Zealand. Just don't do anything different. Put money into club rugby, and then maybe have like a club championship where the top 4 teams play out for the thing, and then Super Rugby just gets down.
What's the club rugby sitch like in New Zealand, John? Like what's the equivalent? Is that like good or?
Well, we have a different. Well, you guys have the NRC, which kind of you tried to do, and
Which stinks,
we
mate.
obviously
It stinks bad.
Yeah,
It smells. Yeah.
we had the NPC back, and then obviously Super Rugby came in, and the NPC used to be the thing, you know, like all the provinces would play to win that, and they still have it after the Super Rugby, but now it's just a bit different. There's like 2 tiers, and it's kind of a halfway level. So, and then club rugby is amateur, you know.
Okay.
From my understanding.
Yeah, but the NPC is still a pretty decent level of footy. Like it's
Yes.
it's sort of like just under Super Rugby, but above our club rugby, if you know what I mean. Like if one of those sides came over and played our club rugby sides, they'd probably win by 50. But that's what, if you start having that NRC comp get resold, those players come back into club rugby.
They filter back. Yeah.
And that comp gets better. Like surely, like I always have this argument with people that I think there's a few people out there that love the NRC. I don't understand why, but the money you put into running an NRC team, or however many there are, I wouldn't even know because I've never watched a minute of it, but I actually have, and it's people playing in front of empty stadiums. But that money, yeah, but I think it gets broadcast rights. But you can't tell me, as a broadcaster, I would much rather broadcast Rat Park sold out, heaving, you know, with all 4 grades, all that playing there. Obviously, you wouldn't be broadcasting all of them, but that looks so much better from a TV perspective. Like, even when ABC were broadcasting the finals at North Sydney Oval, they looked amazing.
Yeah.
Why would you want to broadcast anything else? Like, I know that NRC comp was pretty much made for Fox to fill a gap or to get some more money in a broadcast rights deal, but I think if they did it all again, they'd reinvest that money they put into that competition back into club rugby, so that every club has a doctor, every club has a full-time physio, every club has all this sort of stuff that they need to be semi-professional rather than being a Super Rugby side.
Do you guys just become mercenaries, like kind of like what the Argies are? They have a Super Rugby team, and then the rest of them just go to France and.
Yeah, but that leads us into our next question. That leads us into next. So that's what.
Great segue, John.
Great segue, Malman. I'm sure we worked that out before. Actually, we did.
We're talking about French wine now, are we?
Yeah. No, so obviously.
Oh yes, this is a lovely one.
Obviously, you can't fit all that talent in 3 Super Rugby sides, right? So, where do the others go? They all can't go. They all can't go to France. They all can't go to Japan. They all can't go everywhere. So some of these guys are going to filter down to club rugby. But what we were talking about it earlier, do some of the higher profile guys filter to the NRL? Like, times are tough at the moment, but say next year, the Artie Sarvers of the world who've always wanted to try their hand at NRL, is it time for them to have a go now?
He looked good in the red, white and blue, wouldn't he, Brad?
Mate, anyway, I don't know. I was Devo. I thought we were still going to get Tyson Frizzell, but I'm happy for him to go the night.
You need some punch off the bench, would be right.
Well, mate,
you need a bit of depth, don't you?
Yeah, we do need some depth. Yeah, mate, I'd be pretty happy. I'm not going to lie if you replace Lindsay Collins, but that's just me.
All I'm going to say is you're only as good as your last game, so that's all I'm going to say.
Mate,
they haven't won in Australia this year, mate.
That's right. I haven't won.
We're England specialists. England specialists. We only win over there, mate. But, what about some of the guys that from the All Blacks? Who do you think could have a run over here? Could Bowden Barrett match it in the NRL?
Yes, absolutely. Would Artie Surveyor, has he sorted out his eye issues, or would he just play in spectacles?
Mate, play in the specs.
I don't even care.
Play in the specs.
He reckons he's all right. He reckons he's good to go. That's what he said on another podcast, which I will not name.
Yeah. All right, Mailman, at the Warriors, you can have 3 All Blacks. Who do you take and why?
Ooh. I'm blanking. At the moment, I'm just thinking about how much I love RTS, and because I've always thought about him going the other way.
Yeah. The only bloke that has a go every week. Actually,
here's another question.
Brad.
Would he make the All Blacks? RTS?
Of course he fucking would.
I'm just asking,
he would.
Mate, I don't know, mate. I don't watch enough.
Wait. Here's a spicy one. Would Kalen Ponga make the All Blacks?
I can answer that. No, he's not tough enough, mate.
Oh!
Maybe on the bench he would. On the bench he would.
Well, I suppose he could probably play a fair few positions in like jersey number 22. I don't think all this talk of him walking into an All Blacks jersey, I don't think it happens. I think Roger would probably be close. Roger, I don't know about even Roger walking in. I think he'd probably...
Yeah, but that's what I don't understand. What position would he play?
Blasphemy.
No, it's not.
Mate. He wouldn't walk into the team.
That's a big
What position would he play then? I don't even know. Like, would he be the fullback?
He could play fucking tight head prop, mate. He'd still be good. He's a
winger.
Generational talent.
He's a winger.
I don't give a fuck where he plays.
I don't think
he's good.
I don't think he's got the kicking game for fullback just yet.
No, that's what I mean. Like, so he's not a fullback.
No, but he's tough. He's durable. He's strong. No way.
I've seen him kick, and that's not his forte.
That's fucking disgraceful.
Oh, I'm not sold. I think he starts from the bench. Mailman, come on, final vote. The Kiwi gets the final vote.
Hang on.
No, I think he would. The problem is it wouldn't. He wouldn't be in there in a year. You know, he'd take a couple of years.
Of course.
And how many?
He's a special athlete, no doubt.
You started something here. I'm fed up. Hang on.
He's fired up.
But going the other way,
he wouldn't overtake Bowden Barrett. Obviously, he's 81 caps, right?
Yep.
So, what about Sevu Reece, John? Is he a better player than Sevu Reece?
Well, I don't think Ponga would be on the wing though.
No, he's going RTS.
RTS. Ponga, I'm talking about RTS.
Sorry. RTS.
Yeah, okay, thank you. There you go.
Mate, I'm sticking solid, mate. He starts his first test on the bench.
He won you a premiership. How quickly you forget, mate, you ungrateful bastard.
Dead to us as soon as he leaves, mate.
Scored the one try in the qualifying final in 2030, and you wouldn't have won the comp if you didn't win that game.
Mate, we won from a flat pass. It was very flat.
Fuck, George. Turn around quicker. Fuck.
All right, so go, Johnny.
Going the other way, I'd like to see Anton Linnett-Brown playing rugby league.
Yeah,
I reckon he's just strong and offloads, and Jack Goodyear as well.
Yeah,
those two centers, you know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's. I'd love to see some of them come over just to see it. Or part of me still wants to see that whole Kangaroos versus the All Blacks, but it's. I don't know.
That'll never happen. They'll never agree to it.
No way.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Kangaroos first half playing league rules? They're up 40-0, right? And the second half they play Union and it ends up being like 50-12 or like 56-12, and they end up outscoring the Wallabies in the second half. Everyone will go like.
Yeah, no, I'd say they'd have to play the All Blacks.
Really?
They couldn't play the Wallabies, no way in the world, because they'd win 100-0. They'd beat the Wallabies at rugby. But that's it. And the whole thing is
Cameron Smith drawing penalties at scrum half over fucking what's his name? What's the Wallabies guy's name? What's his name?
Kenya.
Yeah, but he's brown bread now, isn't he? Who's the new guy?
Mate, I don't know. I don't watch rugby. Let's move on.
Yeah, there's a few other ones.
As well, the All Blacks would want to play.
I just want to see Cameron Smith in a ruck just drawing penalties, maybe. Yeah.
The All Blacks would want to play the best. They'd want to play Tonga, guys.
Yeah, spicy. That was a.
Something good as your last game.
Take the cheap shots.
All right, let's change lanes now to cricket. Big call. I know, like I said, I like this bloke just because he's so good. Simple question: should Steve Smith be skipper again?
He's a Rooster supporter too, isn't he, Brad?
Mate, there's my answer. He's a Rooster supporter. Get him straight up there. What do you think, Luke? You're there. You and John are the cricket man. From a general fan point of view,
he'll be captain again for sure. Usually.
But what gets him in?
Should he be? Like I'm going to answer your question. I don't think he should be, ever.
Oh.
He's triggered.
I like the bloke, but mate, we as Australian cricketers needed to be held to a different standard. All right?
Like AB de Villiers, what did he get? A slap on the wrist. He got a slap on the wrist.
No, when did Andrew become Skip Bayless all of a sudden?
I don't care about what other countries do. I care about us, about our integrity. We're sullied. His career is sullied now. Like, he's a great player. He's like the best since Bradman, yes, but like he's still going to be known as the fucking sandpaper cheat. That hurts his legacy. It hurts his legacy. It doesn't matter because he was such a high profile.
It's like when you get out of it.
I don't disagree with that. I think that's 100%. His legacy will always be affected. That's no question. Him and Warner too. Remember, like that, they're probably two of the best what? They're probably going to go in as probably top 15 Australia's greatest players of all time, maybe.
But
As a unit.
Where do you rank Smith now, Luke?
He has to finish first. I reckon he's in the top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
But to put him over guys like, War and like I got a soft spot for Steve War. I love the great man. I dead set term for Steve War. I love him.
A menage a trois with Jake Trbojevic and Steve War.
Obviously I never saw Don play, so that's the Don's going to be number 1. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way it is. Yeah. You got SK, you got Warren, McGrath, Punter.
Yep.
Then you got Steve War, and you probably got Steve Smith.
Yeah.
So would that be about the same as you guys?
Yeah.
Are we talking the whole of Australian history?
Yeah, whole of Australian history.
This is the world, mate.
Hard. It's too hard. You guys have had too many good cricketers.
Mate.
Yeah, see, mate, have you guys ever looked up Hunter's record? Like, Hunter's record's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
But is that...
Yeah.
What about...
There's no Brendan McCullum anyway, John.
Well, I like, obviously, taking into account the Aussies who had to battle like an AB.
What about...
'Cause that seems rare for you guys.
What about... Okay, so Warney... like, this is what I've seen. This is... when I scroll through my phone, Warney picking his best teams of Australian teams. I'm sure he hasn't picked Steve War in any of them.
That's a gender.
No, he did. He did. Yeah.
He did.
That was what everyone talked about. They're like, oh, you finally picked Steve War, your mate. And he's like, yeah, I had. He like basically caved in.
So why didn't he pick him in his Ashes team?
You're 100% right. He didn't put him in. He's like, oh, no, I don't like him. He's a fuckwit.
Mate, just quietly, how good are those tours of Warney's house been? I think, who did it first? I think Fox League did it first, but then every person's like, oh, we got to get a Warney tour of his drinks. Oh, Warney, you got a bar and a stripper pole, you mad dog. Oh, sick. Show us again.
I'll throw this back at you, Mr. Skip Bayless. If he's not captain, then who is?
I'm happy with Payne.
Yeah, but he's not. 2 years from now, he's not going to be the captain. So who's going to be the captain?
Let's worry about that in 2 years. At the moment, Tim Payne.
No. Honestly, you don't need to fire your shots off. You answer a question.
Luke, is it though?
You captain next Ashes. Next Ashes, who's the captain?
Pat Cummins.
Oh,
your best player. Your best player. Ricky, mate, this is a Ricky Ponting directive. You put your best player as captain. Who's our best player?
If you got
it's not Steve Smith.
Name me a big time bowler captain for a cricket side.
Mate, that's what we do. We just invent. We innovate.
I'm waiting. Name me a bowling test captain. Name it.
Was he Akram?
Was he Akram?
Actually,
was he
Akram? Yeah.
Where's my post?
Hadley? Was Hadley a bowler?
No, he wasn't the captain.
No.
Go, Mal, man. You've been left in the sidelines. Go, champ.
No.
When you say stupid, triggering stuff.
It's like Luke's failing to see. It's like a bad relationship, right? Like you know she was or he was a great person, and then they're like, oh, do you want to get back together? You're like, nah. It's just better to leave it in the past.
But what initiates that? Like, when's their next test? When are they playing next? I know they play all year round. That's why I can't follow it. But is it just sorry T-Pain, Smitty's back, or is it we lose a game and they go, oh well, throw him under the bus, Smitty's gonna rescue us, or do they just make the decision now and go, oh, Smith's back?
No, they'll wait now because they've been successful.
To go back to my dying analogy, Brad, I mean, Smith scores a lot of runs. There's always something attractive to look back at, but you can get blinded by that.
You got the blinkers on, mate.
Just remember what's happening when you're not just out there scoring runs. There's other stuff happening in back in the. Okay, analogy's done.
Great gear. All right, so let's roll into our last topic before we finish with a bit of gibber. So with rugby league probably pushing back, with AFL pushing back, with every other sport pushing back, I'm just saying it's going to be a gigantic gangbang of summer sports or spring into summer. Is anyone just frothing as much as I am? Like, obviously we can't have a lash on the NRL given our work situation, but there's going to be plenty of punting choices in that back end of the season.
Oh, mate, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait. I'm missing the footy already. So you're going to have the spring carnival. Oh, so good. You're going to have footy. Big Bash is coming. I mean, A-League starting. I don't really watch that anyway, but it's just everything.
I don't think many people do.
No. The EPL
A-League might not be back, mate.
The Serie A might come back, or we'll be back, so...
Serie A.
All right. For all you diehards out there, you know what you can bet on right now?
What?
You can bet on the weather.
Yeah, that's just a G up.
Well, no, it's not a G. You want to
No, I
bet
know
on some
you can.
weather or
I know
not?
you can. Isn't there other stuff going? Didn't I read today that even China's professional basketball leagues put the queue in the rack, haven't they?
No, they were going to come back, and then all of a sudden they've pulled the pin again because they've been told another.
There'd be some desperados. Well, where did I hear? I heard somewhere that esports went from being like 0.02 of betting intake to something like 25% of intake for some of the companies because it's just the only thing on because people can sit in their lounge rooms and have a go, and then. Yeah.
God, you're absolute desperate if you're punting on esports.
Imagine
Don't knock it, Andrew.
No, you can punt on table tennis, mate. Russian table. I was the other night with Brad. Russian table tennis, mate. Group D division, outstanding.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. There'd be so many people on the take on that. It's not funny.
Oh, imagine just it'll be $1 chance or $4 chance, and you go, I'll just whack it in the multi just to get it over to the $5. They just get dusted from a big payoff.
Hey, given our economic situation, imagine writing your paycheck on some 45-year-old from Russia getting match point.
Oh dear, mate! I don't have any money to pay.
He's playing some prodigy from China that's like 18 years old, and he's blitzing him non-stop. Got on him because he was $3.30.
I could use the $3.30 winner.
I'm a gambling addict.
I could use. Oh yeah, I'm a problem gambler. No, I don't have a problem gambling.
This isn't GA, Luke. This isn't GA, mate.
Yeah, I'm not a problem gambler. I can gamble on anything. I don't have a problem gambling because I can punt on anything I want.
Whoever wins, we lose.
Just
go. Sorry, John.
Oh no, you just haven't found the right sport yet. But there's is there some creative answers like can we have some 10 a.m. games so we can start? You open a froth at 10 a.m. and the Big Bash finishes at 11 p.m. kind of thing. So you've got
there's going to be some big benders, mate. There's going to be the problem is with us, we'll all be working because the footy will be back, but it'll be going through till December if everything pushes back. Imagine that. Imagine how weird it'll feel having you'll do the grand final, and I think some of the things I had in the SMH the other day mapped out that the grand final could be as late as December 20. Like imagine our office shuts normally 2 days, 3 days after it, and then you just literally do end of grand final, then that's holidays.
Yeah.
It'll be.
I've got my account open now, so if you guys want to put some money on, we've got 11 o'clock. We've got.
What have we got on?
The night. I don't know how to say this, but we've got the Aquarium Premier Division Soccer League, and Direg Yin is playing Walter Ferretti, and the over/under is what is it?
What country are you in?
Wait, what country is this?
Mate, I'm not a traveller. You're the traveller here, John. You got to help me out, man.
Is it a futsal league or something? 5-a-side indoor or something?
NICARAUGUAN. How do you say that?
I don't.
Nicaragua.
I lost you at the first few.
Where's that? Where's that?
Hey,
Where's that?
Actually, that's in Central America. They'll be good.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there you go. Here, this is what I do, mate. I provide the content.
Just,
so we got.
So who's the outsider?
$1.65.
$.
Walter Ferretti's $5, mate. The draw's paying $3.60. Let's get on it.
$3.60 is not bad. It's good money. Better than bank interest.
The most dangerous tab now. The most dangerous tab on your internet browser during coronavirus is the sports popular next to go.
Yeah, next to jump. Is there anything? Well, what about? I haven't been punting because I haven't had time. But with horse racing and that, are they still going, or what about dogs?
They're still going.
Yeah, mate.
They're still going.
The horses have to get blown away like Terminator 2 for them to stop.
Mate, the horse flu
on the bench just going like that.
The horse flu didn't stop the horses, mate.
Nah.
That's true.
Mate, Mate, they'll keep going, mate. They're unstoppable.
What about the dishies, mate? My next door neighbour loves a pun on the dishies. He's always got his radio walking around, loves them, mate. That doesn't bet on like any form, just bets numbers at specific venues. Like he has his numbers 3 and 6, but he just shows. Sometimes he'll come out the front and go, "I just jagged 500." I'm like, what?
Yeah, mate, he's got a system. He's beat the system. Good on him.
It's always clubs, hearts. That's what it always is. Remember, gamble responsibly. Clubs, hearts.
Yep.
Imagine punting on the basketball Taiwan championship.
Oh, mate.
Fuck.
Imagine just doing a multi with them and just absolutely just having no idea about what you're doing.
It'd be like us going down to the basketball courts at bloody Everly and just playing a pickup game.
Get on live. Get a live stream on someone's phone to Facebook. What about Luke or you guys?
There's not even an over-under market for that because they know that it's going to be like 30 to 24.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't touch it. What about I did read in the news that they're still planning to truck ahead with the NFL draft, which is interesting.
Mate, as I said before, horse racing, Roger Goodell, there is no difference. He will keep going. It'll have to take a bloody bowling for Columbine for that to stop, mate.
Yeah, I did hear that it was on Barstool. The guys are blowing up because they hate Goodell. The El Presidente hates him, but he was saying that he put out like an edict that you can't, if you sort of say anything negative about still running the draft, then they're going to come down hard on you. So, mate, he's just ruling it. They strike me a lot like the AFL, where, the NFL, well, you don't come into line, then see you champ. So,
but look at them. They're pretty bloody big, aren't they?
Yeah. But I see.
And there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't see how they do it. Like they can't do like a virtual one because that's what they were saying on Barstool today. That rundown they do. They're saying, they could do a virtual version. They're like, there's no way Goodell is going to allow it because he loves getting up in front of the camera. Even though whenever he goes up, everyone boos him, but he goes up and he shakes the first, all the first rounders' hands and all that sort of stuff. So they reckon they're going to force those first round blokes to go. Imagine, mate, Joe Burrow goes and gets COVID.
Imagine if they get COVID, mate.
He's out for the first 2 weeks. You just pay the new bloke the $1 million man or whatever he's going to be worth.
Well, you never want to capitalise on, even though people do. You never want to capitalise on like tragedy and bloody viruses. But this whole thing could not have broken any better for the NFL. Really, when you think about it. Because now they're in the whole. Mate, they're set up perfectly because everyone's just going to be talking about them. Then they come back and they're like the only sport that's not affected. Unless this corona thing kind of breaks out till, I don't know, October, November. But I don't think in our case, in America's case, it probably won't.
No, go that
maybe.
Way.
I think it'll be slow.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah. Trump will get us sorted. We'll be right.
He'll sort them out.
All right, boys, you want to wrap it up there? I've got to finish my froth. But good start, powerful start. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed it.
I'm just writing my email to Steve Smith about disrespect that's been put in this bloody channel.
And Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. What about Roger? His blow up.
How quickly we forget.
I love it too. There's our first 2 social cut downs of Luke losing his shit.
I haven't watched any sport in a while. It's been painful.
Yeah. Oh, how slow did that first week with no footy go? I looked up and then Miss, I'm like, Millie, what day is it? And she's like, Tuesday. I'm like, what? It's Tuesday.
It feels like I haven't seen you guys in a month, like legit a month. It feels like a month to me. It feels like this week's gone for a month.
Yeah. Imagine when we get back in the office, you'll have to reintroduce yourself. G'day, mate. I'm this bloke. What do you do here, mate?
And you don't know what time of day it is either. You look up and you're like, what time is it? Like, when is it?
Well, I know what time it is because after midday I start drinking.
As soon as the sun goes past the gum tree, it's time to start drinking.
Right. It's time to start because I'm not an alcoholic. Don't drink in the morning.
Would be a good time to really get heavily into psychedelics, I feel.
Mate, why not?
In your 4 walls.
Now's the time to try.
To endure it, come down. Yeah.
A bit of Sonic.
Do you know anyone who delivers though? That's the thing.
No, you can't do it. You can't do a come down in the house though. But just sitting in the house, like surely you're gonna get to a point where you just cage like a cage lion and go, I need to get out. I have to walk around. That was like me. I went today. I had to go out and put the car in for Reg, and I'm like, I need to get out. Or I'm gonna fucking lose it.
you wear your mask though? You better wear your
I
mask.
wore my mask and I wore gloves. I felt like a massive weirdo just walking around with gloves.
You wore gloves?
Yeah, look,
Are you serious?
the gloves, you know, the plastic gloves.
Michael Jackson walking around.
No, not my. No, dead serious. I had no. You know that the like gloves.
Want to come back to Neverland?
Yeah. Do you like this boiled lolly? No, I've got the.
At least give him a nice one, for Christ's sake.
The the plastic gloves. Yeah, that I'm like I had to go in the shops and order.
Really
I had to go. I had to go in the shops. We might wrap it up there, but boys, thanks for joining us. If we don't get sued or taken off the air next week, I'm sure we'll be back. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. We're not going anywhere, so I'll be here.